Testing. Testing, testing. Can you guys hear me? Oh, great. Kind of waiting. so important. So, good evening and welcome to everyone. Okay. My name is June Mozon Byers, and it has been my pleasure to serve as co-chair of the Martin Luther King Memorial Scholarship Fund for the past 7 years. That's a mouthful. That really is a mouthful. The award celebration is what many of us who serve on this board look forward to every year. I mean, it is a highlight for us. I'd like to ask all of the board members who are present to please stand. Our main goal is to help McCaskey graduates achieve the dream of higher education. This happens with hard work and money, okay? This welcome is especially extended to all dignitaries, donors, and recipients represented here this evening. During this 43-year celebration, the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Scholarship Fund will honor 50 students who will be receiving scholarships totaling $299,500. And you will hear more about our donors and recipients later in this program. Back in 1981-82, this fund began with one $500 scholarship. Since then, with this year's scholarships, awards have been given to more than 500 students, totaling over $1 million. This is all possible because of the generosity of donors. Yes, we so appreciate our donors. Please read the program insert for a brief history of our fund, our list of donors, and former recipients. And let me add that we also participate in the Extra Give campaign every November. So please try and remember us then as well. Let me say to recipients this evening, as you move into the second part of your life as emerging adults and a part of adulting, you're going to encounter a lot of things. And so I thought these two quotes from these two men would kind of fit a lot of what you have already experienced and what you will experience as you move through your journey. Dr. King said, there comes a time when one must take a position that is neither safe, nor political, nor popular, but conscience says it is right. At some point, you face something in your life where your integrity, your conscience, your gut said, I'm doing this because it is right. And you will face that again as you move through higher education. But I like this one better. And this is Leo Tolstoy, who said, wrong does not cease to be wrong because the majority share in it. Remember that one. We are delighted to have Gabrielle Thomas, WGAL TV news reporter, serve as our Master of Ceremonies this evening. Gabrielle is a native of Baltimore, Maryland, with a BS degree in mass communications and a concentration in broadcast journalism. She comes from Virginia Commonwealth University, where she is a graduate with other certifications as well. She has been with WGAL since August 2023. So she is coming up on her first year and is invested in our community's growth and has a passion for storytelling. Some of her favorite topics to cover are stories involving education and acts of service. Please join with me as we welcome Gabrielle Thomas.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome. Good evening, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well today. I know it's been a long day of school and work and parents, I know that. But, you know, today is a remarkable moment, not just for the students, but for the parents and their villages and their families and their neighbors and your cousins and your friends, all types of people that are rooting for the students. And parents, I know it's been a long time coming, but you should be proud. And we truly could not do it without you. So students, really quick, I want you to stand up if you can and thank your parents for just sticking with you, being dedicated, and instilling in you so much so you can make it to this point. Go ahead. You couldn't do it without them. Go ahead. Tell them thank you. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. At this time, I would like to introduce the Reverend Linda C. Haynes, interim co-pastor of Holy Trinity Lutheran Church, who will give us the invocation.
Let us pray. Blessed are you, Lord God of all creation, whose goodness fills our hearts with joy. In you, all things have their beginning, continuation, and end. You have brought us together this evening to recognize this year's outstanding scholarship recipients. We rejoice with these students and with those who have loved and supported them, mentored and counseled them, taught and prayed for them along their journey of learning and serving that has brought them to this day. Bless this time of celebration with a spirit of joy and thanksgiving. Accompany and sustain each scholarship recipient as they begin the next chapter of their educational life. And may the lives that we live together in this community be a witness to the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and a testament to your great love, goodness, and mercy for all of your children. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Haynes, for that moving prayer. At this time, Pam McCarthy, a MLK board member, will introduce our former recipient speaker.
Good evening, everyone. It really is a pleasure to introduce our prior recipient, Ariana Marshall. Ariana graduated from McCaskey in 2021, and she received a diploma from the International Baccalaureate Program. Upon graduation, Ariana was awarded the Botstiber Foundation Scholarship to pursue her dreams. Not only did Ariana get accepted into the Honors College program at Millersville, but she's currently working to obtain her bachelor's degree in biochemistry while minoring in math, biology, and English. Ariana is active on campus and is involved in many organizations. She is a member of the National Society of Leadership and Success, secretary for the American Chemical Society Club, tutor, resident assistant, and more. In addition, she volunteers at the food bank and mentors first-year Millersville students. Ariana's dream is to become a doctor. After many years of watching her parents endure several surgeries, she wants to become a surgeon to help other families overcome similar adversities. This summer, she will be traveling to the Cape Verde Islands in Africa for a 3-week medical internship. Her dream is to be able to achieve her goals while giving back to her community. She aspires to be a role model and an inspiration to students who are scared to pursue their dreams. I'd like to welcome Ariana Marshall.
Congratulations to everyone who received the award today. You should be very proud of yourself. The Martin Luther King Jr. Scholarship has not only been a blessing to me, but for my family. And I was lucky I didn't have to pay for college the first year, which has truly been a blessing for me. But not only did it push me to help reach my goals, but it saved me It saved me from having to pay for college. It saved me from having to worry about anything in college the first year because I had a lot going on with my family. But I just want to say thank you to the board and the donors, especially the Baltenberg Foundation. And I just want to say thank you again for doing what you do and truly being a blessing. But no matter how much you achieved or received today, you should be proud of yourself because college is expensive. The scholarship will push you towards the right direction, but it is your commitment, your decisions, and your drive that will get you to your goals. College is more than just going to class, making your friends, and getting away from your parents, of course. But rather a test of character. It's about being able to handle failure or any mistakes and figuring out how to get back up and how to push through it. College will definitely humble you. I've learned that. It doesn't matter what you got or did in high school. The professors do not care about what you did. You could feel good about a test only to find out you failed a day later, but it's going to be okay. Don't come into college thinking you don't need help. College is tough, and the best thing you can do is keep pushing forward. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. And if you can't walk, then crawl." But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward, so don't give up. Don't compare yourself to other people, because you all have and will have your own journey. For me, I have about another 7 years to go, because I want to be a doctor. But you have to keep pushing forward, because you all have the potential to succeed. You have achieved scholarships today because you are smart, bright, talented, and you can do it. We all see your potential, but we can't walk with you every step of the way. The scariest part about being on your own is learning how to deal with the time management. Although it's nice to be away from your parents again, you will have a lot of free time. College is expensive, so you have to decide whether you want to spend the next couple years paying for a better social life or an education. Learn how to balance schoolwork and rest, because you don't want to overwork yourself. You have to pace yourself. And don't be afraid to ask for help either. The smartest person in the room is the one who asks questions. If you're struggling in a certain topic, please don't wait until finals week to figure it out. Because a lot of students come to the library the last week and you probably won't find a seat. Procrastination and time management will be your worst enemy. But you got this. If you work hard now, you will be able to look back into your 30s with pride and relief, and not regret. So keep going and don't let anyone tell you you can't do it, because you got this once again. And congratulations for everyone who received the award, and thank you for your time.
Now, Ariana, she kept it real with y'all. Don't go to college and party. Get that work done. I'm just saying. Thank you, Ariana, for being honest. The board has asked me to express its sincere and grateful appreciation to you for the participation that you have been involved with this ceremony this evening. Thank you so much. Let's give her another round of applause. All right, moving right along. Now, Becky Group, the co-chair of the MLK board, will now recognize some special guests and donors. Becky?
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. If any district personnel are here, would you stand at this time? I just don't know if they're here or not. I guess not. I do know that we have several donors present, so please stand up. I'm not going to call you by name, but please stand now and be recognized, our donors who have given specific scholarships. Don't be shy. Thank you to everybody, and thank you to the donors who didn't give specific scholarships, but who have contributed to the fund, because every little penny counts, and we really appreciate it. We have a special guest here tonight, and it is former Mayor Janice Stork. Janice, would you please stand up and be recognized? We have a special scholarship named in honor of her this year. Janice was one of the first people who really supported the fund. And I remember when we first started, we used to meet in her office before we met here at the church. And she really worked hard to bring new donors in during the time that she was mayor. So we wanted to recognize her tonight for all the wonderful work that she did at the beginning of our fund drives. And we really thank you, Mayor Stork, for all that you did for the fund in those years and since then. So please give her another round of applause. I'd also like to recognize past recipients who are present. And I know some of you are here. I don't know where you're sitting, but all the past recipients that are here, would you stand right now and be recognized? There we go. There's some more over here. Great. Thank you for coming. We really appreciate it. And now I want to introduce Nicholas Veronis to you, who is on our board, and he is a major contributor and supporter of the fund. He's a graduate of McCaskey, and he sees his service on the board as a way to give back for the good education that he got at the school. So we feel very fortunate to have him with us as a board member and as a supporter and just as a cheerleader. So Nicholas, would you like to come up and say a few words, please?
Good evening, everyone. It's so nice to see the young people here today, and you're all so vibrant and youthful. And I just wanted to tell you, I tried to get the newspaper to bring a photographer and a journalist, and I said, who else is raising $300,000 for the city school in the whole county? And they said they would try to put it in the newspaper, but they couldn't send a journalist or a photographer. So I did the next best thing. I'm a graduate of McCaskey in 1978. This man right here, Mike Shealy, is also a graduate of McCaskey in the 1975. We both played basketball for McCaskey. This is what happens to you. You turn like this after 50 years. But I thank Mike for coming. And Mike's going to make sure that you all get your photograph in the newspaper online tomorrow and the Sunday News on Sunday, because I have a promise from the editor to do that. I just wanted to say that Hegelgans, my partner Jim Hegelgans, is also a graduate of McCaskey in 1975. We're very grateful for the education we received at McCaskey. My wife's a teacher, my daughter's a teacher in West Philly, my mother's was a teacher. There's nothing greater than being a teacher, and I know the teachers that have influenced you young scholars have made all the difference in your lives, along with your parents who have sacrificed much for you. I also want to thank Becky and June and the entire board, because this board is very dedicated. They give 100% of their time as volunteers, so that 100% of the $300,000 in scholarships goes directly for your education. I just want to say that this is a special year for me, or a different year. My father was a priest of the Annunciation Greek Orthodox Church on Hershey Avenue. Some of you may know us for our Greek Bazaar every November. That's what we're known for in the food business. But my father was 90 years old and he passed away this year. And my partner and I have given we're giving $75,000 in scholarships this year along with our family. But I called up all my nieces and nephews and my brothers and sisters, and I said, let's give a $25,000 scholarship in addition in honor of my father and mother. So for the first time, we're giving the Reverend Alexander and Pearl Veronis Scholarship this year for $25,000, and we promise to do it every single year for the rest of our lives. You know, I was one of 5 children. I was the oldest, but my father was a civil rights leader as well, and he had a great love and respect for Martin Luther King. In fact, he would often tell his kids, Martin Luther King was a modern-day prophet, and never forget that. And I remember as young kids, he would take us into the city whenever there was a service or honoring Martin Luther King in January. And this is a fact not many people know, but except in our family. But I never saw my father cry in 90 years. But except when Martin Luther King died, I was 8 years old, and he cried for the first time in front of his family when he was assassinated on April 4th, 1968. So I'm going to just leave you with a brief message as I give the scholars every year. Graduates, go into the world, prosper and do well, but more importantly, go into the world and do good. And I know many of the graduates who received the scholarships have gone on and come back and passed on their blessing and passed it forward so that other people can get scholarships. And in case you don't know, our country is a bit messed up right now. We're living in very divisive times, and I think almost everyone in this room will agree with me that we've given the older generation enough time and they've screwed it up. So I want to say that our country is ready for younger, fresh, wise leaders. So we look forward to your graduation, and we look forward to you becoming the leaders of our community tomorrow. Thank you, and God bless our country during this crazy year.
All right, it's time. We will now come to the main order of business, where we will present 2024 scholarships to all the students. Now this year there are 50 of them, and they are sharing a total of $299,500. That's a lot of money in scholarship funds. Now these scholarship recipients were selected by a combination of factors that include academic excellence and school and community service, financial need, an essay, and a personal interview with the scholarship committee. Now, I want to introduce Matthew Coonan and Rachel Brumback. They're communication arts teachers at McCaskey, who are members of the Scholarship Fund Board, and together we will make the 2024 Scholarship Award presentations to the students.
Good evening. We're going to call down students and tell you a little bit about every student. And as you come down, students, we're going to ask if you want to go ahead and say anything to the community here that's here for you. You may go ahead and speak. But I also have a question. How many of you are nervous tonight? Do you see whose hand is up here too? I do this every year, but honestly too, and those of you who are in my class, you know this. When you get nervous, exhale, and then breathe in, and know that all of us are here. You got a community that has said, "We believe in you." You just heard Nicolo say, "We need you." So just know that we're here and we're ready to honor you tonight. So our first group of students, there are 5 $1,000 MLK Martin Luther King scholarships this year. These are outstanding students that our board wishes to recognize for all they have accomplished. All right, we're going to call you up, and then you can comment. And please save the applause until the end. 2 of our winners couldn't be here tonight, Penelope Kopchak and Vanessa Grant. But with the following award winners, please come forward. Luke Spitel. Luke serves as treasurer of the National Honor Society. Okay. Luke and Lyra and Rose, come on up all together. Sure, you can just stand right. This is slightly new, but all right. So Luke serves as treasurer of the National Honor Society and is ranked 7th in his class. He served as captain of the varsity swimming team and varsity tennis team. He played varsity soccer and he ran track in his spare time. He is president of the Eco Club and participated in the Lincoln Ski Club. He volunteered for the Junior Tornado Clinic and served as a volunteer assistant swim coach for Conestoga Crocs. During the COVID shutdown, he started his own landscaping business, and he's available. It's called Kid Around the Corner Landscaping, and now has over 40 clients. One teacher reference explained, Luke is one of the most dynamic students I've worked with in my 15 years in the school. Most notable is his warm smile, which brings positive energy to all who encounter it. That's true. He has motivation to succeed and an interest for learning and a passion to give back, a winning combination. And Luke's plans to go to Penn State Smeal College of Business, where he has earned a Schreier Honors College scholarship. He will major in finance.
Just wanted to say thank you to everyone and the whole MLK board and all the donors. Thank you very much.
I'm going to be speaking about Lyra Newswanger. And again, I'm Rachel Brumback. I've been teaching at McCaskey for 15 years, and I don't want to be anywhere else. So Lyra, I had the pleasure of teaching Lyra 2 years ago. She is historian of the National Honor Society and is in the top 10% of the class. Lyra is section leader in marching band, soloist in full orchestra, soloist in concert band, a member of jazz band, and has participated in many school plays and musicals. She's also been a Music for Everyone counselor, and she works at Willow Valley as a server. Her teacher references say, her zest for life is infectious. She has an intrinsic magnetism in her personality that draws people to her. If people like her are going to continue the legacy of education, I think we'll be more than okay in the future. Lyra will attend the University of Maryland to major in either early childhood education or nursing.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Rose, you're up. Rose Derrico is ranked 11th in her class and was captain of the tennis team, a member of Club Unify and Unify Track, and a part of the school musical. She is also in NHS and is involved in her church worship team and youth group. She works at the Lancaster Sweet Shop. Her employer said, I wish I had 10 more employees like Rose. An IB teacher explained, Rose is by far one of the most creative, dedicated, and compassionate young women I have worked with in my 23 years of teaching. She is thoughtful, open-minded, and her ability to connect with others is remarkable for someone of her age. In addition to the rigorous coursework Rose has completed, she has also managed to find multiple ways to make positive contributions to other areas of our school and the larger Lancaster community. Rose will attend Temple University to study finance, statistics, or data analysis. Please give a huge round of applause for Luke, Lyra, and Rose. You can say a few words. Yeah.
Thank you all so much. I really appreciate this. Thank you.
All right, moving right along. Next, would Javier Valdez Isa and Lorenis Torres de Jesus please come forward. First is a $2,500 MLK Junior Memorial Scholarship for Javier Valdez Isa. Could you give him a round of applause as he makes his way up?
Javier Valdez Isa is in the top quarter of his class, and what makes this even more remarkable is that he only arrived in America 1 year ago. He and his family moved here from the Dominican Republic in search of better opportunities, and he did not know any English. Now he is a model student who is focused on becoming an engineer. His ESL teacher said, Javier's educational journey is nothing short of inspiring. He has experienced the difficulties of the world and would like to give back to his community. This genuine desire to contribute positively to society is a testament to his character and leadership potential. Javier will attend Millersville University to major in civil engineering.
Thank you so much to everything, everyone.
All right. Next, we will have 2 new $5,000 scholarships this year. Thanks to Northwest Bank and to Morgan Stanley and the Williard family, our Northwest Bank recipient Camilo Colorado Lopez could not attend this evening. Receiving the Morgan Stanley and Williard family scholarship is Lorraine's Torres de Jesus.
I get to teach Lorraine's this year as well, so I'm very excited. Lorraine's is one of only 25 students who were selected for an internship at the Lancaster General Hospital, where she works as a patient care assistant. Her hospital instructors give her stellar reviews and are highly impressed with her. Lorraine's is also a member of HOSA, which is for Future Health Professionals, and the National Technical Honor Society. One reference explained, "I can think of few students that are more deserving of this scholarship." In her essay, Lorraine's wrote that she has dreamed of being a nurse since the age of 6 in order to help other people. Lorraine's will be attending HAC to major in nursing.
Thank you to everyone. Thank you for the board and all the donors. And thank you to my family for always being with me in every single situation.
All right, moving right along. There are 5 $5,000 MLK Junior Memorial Board scholarships this year. 2 of our winners, Ohud Hussein and Elio Padilla, could not attend this evening. Would the following award winners please come forward? Leo Modern, Michaela Foley, and Caden Mealy. Let's give them a round of applause as they make their way up.
Okay, so Leo Modern is the student school board representative and a member of Model UN and varsity tennis. But his real love, for anyone who watches the WMCC, his real love is music. He was a part of the jazz band, marching band, concert orchestra, and he has performed in these bands: the Human Cosmos, 5,000 Facts About Bears, the Modern Brogan Quartet, and the Modern Lovers. He has even been a Music for Everyone summer camp and after-school camp counselor. He also works at Frisco's Chicken. One reference explained, Leo has a bright personality and his passion for music is infectious. Leo loves McCaskey and he builds community everywhere he goes, whether it be in the music department, the IB program, his job, or walking down the street listening to jazz and singing along, making people smile. Right on, Leo. Leo will attend Wesleyan and double major in music and religious studies.
Thank you to the board, the donors, and Ms. Browning for making sure I applied to this scholarship.
All right, next we have Michaela Foley. Michaela Foley was also one of only 25 students selected to be an intern at Lancaster General Hospital as a patient care assistant. She was the club reporter for HOSA for Future Health Professionals, captain of the swim team, and participated in varsity tennis, cross country, unifield track and field, and marching band. She is a lifeguard at the Lancaster Country Club, a volunteer swim lesson instructor, and swim team coach, and she also babysits weekly. You do a lot, girl. One reference explained, Michaela's ability to connect with young swimmers, instilling confidence and fostering a love for the sport is truly remarkable. She consistently goes above and beyond to ensure the success and well-being of the children. She is a compassionate mentor and leads by example. Michaela will attend Alvernia University, excuse me if I pronounced that wrong, I went to VCU, to obtain a BSN in nursing. Congratulations, Michaela.
I just want to thank everybody that helped me get to this point. Thank you so much to the board.
Now we have Caden Mealy. Caden merely challenges himself with both honors and IB courses and has varied interests that make him unique. He is president of McCaskey Smash Bros Video Game Club and also a member of the Hiking Club and Card Game Club. He also works at Chipotle, my favorite place, as a crew member. His counselor explained Caden chose the IB Environmental Systems class this year, which has cemented his interest in this field of study. He excelled in the course and earned straight A's. He also overcame adversity both personally and medically this past several years. Another reference said, Caden is one of the most thoughtful and curious people I know. He can read people of any age and background and meet them where they are. He is the gift of making people feel safe and valued. Caden has never dwelled on the difficult aspects of life, but has chosen to find love in those around him. Caden will attend Millersville University to major in marine biology.
Thank you to everyone who's here, everyone who's supported me, especially my parents and my teachers who actually pushed me to apply for this. Thank you.
Congratulations, Caden.
Eliel could not attend this evening, but was very distraught at missing the event and showed up before the ceremony to honor his commitment, despite having another commitment, which was planned a month in advance at his church, where he runs the audio for the events. And that's exactly what Eliel is going on to do. He was a marching band in the WMCC morning show, and he works sound for both school musical plays and his church. He's going to attend Lancaster Bible College for media arts production. So we can just give a huge round of applause for all these great Leo, Michaela, Caden, and Eliel.
All right, next we will have 2 more board scholarships. With Josiah Vargas and Anna Starliper, please come forward. The $5,000 Thaddeus Stevens Scholarship in honor of Lisa and Bill Starr, former board members and treasurers, goes to Josiah Vargas. Now, Josiah is a dual enrollment student at Thaddeus Stevens in their Havoc early enrollment program. Now, through this program, he has already taken classes at Stevens this year. He also works at Wise Markets. His school counselor notes that Josiah has a positive mindset and is focused, caring, and joyful. He has a bright future ahead. Another reference describes Josiah as motivated and dedicated with an exceptional work ethic in and out of school. No matter what is asked of him, he is always ready to jump in and help. Josiah plans to continue his education at Thaddeus Stevens.
I would like to say thank you to the board and the donors for this great opportunity. I would like to say thank you to my parents, my girlfriend for always motivating me to get to this point. Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, the $5,000 MLK Junior Memorial Board Scholarship in honor of Ellen Pike, former board chair, goes to Anna Starliper. Now, Anna was captain of the varsity girls soccer team and a member of Red Rose Indoor Soccer. She was also drumline captain in marching band, a member of jazz band, the Tri-M Honor Society, NHS, and she participated in Music for Everyone as a teaching assistant. She works during the summers at Lancaster Sweet Shop. In her essay, Anna wrote, "As a drummer and a girl, I was often overlooked, but I was determined to show that stereotypes could be broken." The orchestra director said, "In my 27 years of teaching, I've had the pleasure of working with some of the best music students. Anna is included in this list." The director of community percussion said, "Anna's dedication to serving her community has shined through her volunteer work with Music for Everyone. For the last 2 years, she has generously volunteered her time as a music helper in our summer camps and after-school programs, serving as a fantastic role model and mentor to our young musicians and making a significant difference in their musical journeys. Anna will attend Shenandoah University to study contemporary musicianship and entrepreneurial development." Let's have a round of applause for Josiah Vargas and Anna Starliper.
Thank
Thank you, everyone. I'm incredibly grateful to have been chosen for this award.
Congratulations. All right, we're moving swiftly. Would these next three students please come forward? Zena Nyota, if I mispronounce your name, please forgive me. Inez Montgomery and Lulu Lindsay. The $5,000 Thomas and Sandra Johnson Scholarship goes to Zena Nyota. Now, Zena is a member of NHS and the National Technical Honor Society, and she is involved in her church youth group. She babysits for her family daily. In her essay, she wrote, "In the future, I aim to create inclusive learning environments, empowering students to become agents of change. Additionally, I aspire to establish initiatives promoting environmental sustainability, mental health support, and access to education for marginalized groups." One teacher wrote, "I had the enjoyment of teaching Zena during her junior and senior years in advanced level accounting courses and an IB business management course. Zena brings teamwork, respect, and discipline to everyone she does in the classroom." Zena will attend Millersville University in the fall to major in business.
I just want to thank everybody and the board members, and thank you so much.
Congratulations. Next, we have two $5,000 William and Amy Mowbray scholarships. One $5,000 William and Amy Mowbray scholarship goes to Inez Montgomery.
I had the pleasure of having Inez in class. Inez is part of NHS, National Technical Honor Society, tennis, and is treasurer of the art club. She also, and I think her main love is stage crew and stage production. She was involved in stage crew all 4 years of high school. On top of this, she works 32 hours a week at Prima Theater. She attended a pre-college program in Pittsburgh at Carnegie Mellon University last summer. One reference explained, "I have known Inez since she moved to Lancaster at 4 years old. In her home, one can see her new and visionary creations. I have had the pleasure of seeing Inez's contributions to set designs in McCaskey plays and musicals. In this way, Inez created opportunities that allowed her to hone skills in theater design and earn her spot in a selective university program. This scholarship will help Inez in her dream to bring stages alive for others. Inez will attend Boston University and major in theatrical design and production."
I'm really glad I wore these heels because I can reach the microphone. And thank the board for this, and I really appreciate it.
All right, another $5,000 William and Amy Mowbray scholarship goes to Lulu Lindsay.
Lulu Lindsay is the star of the morning show. No, there's so many stars of the morning show here right now. Lulu was captain of the field hockey team, historian and manager of social media of the Eco Club, a member of track, orchestra, yearbook, link crew, and ski club. She also, like I said, is an anchor for the morning show. In her media studies classes, she won Best Director for a short film. In addition, she works at Zetropolis. This summer, she will also be a Mid-Atlantic field hockey camp counselor. Her physics teacher describes her as a true leader of the classroom. Her communication arts teacher explained that Lulu has a gregarious and happy personality, which makes her a fantastic student and a fantastic person. Lulu will attend DePaul University and major in film and television production.
I just want to thank everyone, and then I also want to thank my dad.
All right, next we will have two $5,000 Donegal Insurance Scholarships. Would Heck Maurice Cintron and Marvelous Aglabe please come forward? One $5,000 Donegal Insurance Scholarship goes to Heck Maurice Cintron.
Heck Maurice is a member of NHS and is presently participating in an internship at Millersville University in the Robotics Works program. In her essay, she wrote, "As a woman in this field, it is hard to not give up because the odds against us continuing in these fields are very low. I want to show society that we can accomplish all of those things and more. I don't want to only tell them that it is possible, I want to show them that it is." Heck Maurice has 2 brothers with various health conditions, including heart problems and hydrocephalus. She has helped her mother with various fundraising projects over the years in order to help pay for her brother's medical expenses. Heck Maurice calls her mother her inspiration and says she instilled in her strength, resilience, and a strong work ethic. I'd like to speak on that because I had Heck Maurice as a sophomore, and during that time her brother was going for surgery, and she was constantly making different treats and baking things, and they had, she was just doing everything she could to help support the family financially and her mother, and it was a really beautiful thing to see, and all of her peers and friends got together and supported the family as well, and it was really amazing, honestly. So another teacher explained that Heck Maurice lights up when she talks about her younger brother, what she has taught him and what he has taught her. The level of patience, flexibility, persistence, and willingness to help that she has learned at home with her brother have molded her into a young woman who is mature and professional beyond her years. Heck Maurice will go to Millersville University to major in mechanical engineering and robotics.
I would like to thank my family and everyone for allowing me to have this scholarship.
Another $5,000 Donegal Insurance Scholarship goes to Marvelous Alogbe.
I had the pleasure of having Marvelous last year. I think it's a mini reunion with our class, because I see a ton of classmates here. Marvelous not only has the best name, but Marvelous is also a member of NHS, and by the way, NHS is National Honor Society. We just shorten it because almost all of these people are in NHS. Black Student Union, and she's also a link leader. She participated in Bridge to Employment. She is very active in her church as a lector and usher. In her essay, she wrote, "When I came to the United States with my mother and my sisters, we came in as immigrants and we were assisted by Church World Service. One of the immigrant donors accommodated us for about 2 years until we were able to afford our apartment. Living with her, we got many opportunities. This is my motivation to help immigrants looking for basic needs and supplies. Without the help of her donations, our struggles would have been much harder and we wouldn't be in the position we are in now. In the future, I hope to contribute to other firms or businesses looking out to help people in need or people who can't help themselves." Her pastor wrote, "Marvelous is a joy to work with and is enthusiastic about her faith. As she continues to grow, I see a very promising child of God that will be a great gift to our society." Marvelous will attend Elizabethtown College to study business.
I want to thank the board, and I want to thank my teachers and my mom who could not be here.
Congratulations, Marvelous. All right, next we will have 5 $5,000 Georgina and Thomas Russo scholarships with Opal Anwai-Winoski, Laura Doe, Eden Slessler, Milani Perales, and Logan McIntyre. Please come forward.
I have the pleasure of introducing Opal. Opal is editor-in-chief of the Burning Glass Literary Magazine, which is, I'm the advisor for that, and so I've got to work with Opal for several years, and I now have her brother as well, and it's very exciting. So Opal is not only editor-in-chief, she's also a member of NHS, the Spanish National Honor Society, Stage Crew, the Gender and Sexuality Alliance, Model UN, and tennis. She has been a STEM camp instructor, an intern at the Lancaster Science Factory, and a volunteer at the Arch Street Mental Health Center and Lancaster Public Library. She is self-employed as a yard worker and a dog sitter. One reference explained, Opal's passion for sharing her knowledge is evident in her commitment to community engagement, as demonstrated by her role in teaching science to children. Her integrity, kindness, and sensitivity shine through her interactions with both her peers and teachers. I would like to add that Opal is also a brilliant writer and poet. Opal will attend the University of Pennsylvania and major in public health.
I just want to say thank you to my mom and thank you to the Russos for this opportunity. I really, really appreciate it.
Congrats, Opal. All right, Laura Doe is Communication Chair of Mock Trial, a member of NHS, Model UN, and Orchestra. She also works and volunteers at her Vietnamese Buddhist temple. One reference explained, Laura is an ideal role model for her peers, cheerful, encouraging, and enthusiastic leader and unafraid of a challenge. Laura will attend American University and will major in international studies.
I would like to thank my mom and those on the MLK board and the individuals who gave me the scholarship. Thank you.
Eden Slesser is ranked 5th in her class of over 400 students. She is president of the art club, which is no surprise. Her art has graced all of the Burning Glass magazines and was the cover last year. She's probably one of the best artists I've personally ever seen. And my husband is an artist. Shh. Just saying, just saying. She is also in orchestra, mock trial, and tennis. She works at the front desk of the Lancaster Science Factory and is an illustrator for independent author Kathleen Good. And she works for that as an illustrator weekly for her. She's also working on a short animated film at this time. Eden has taken dual enrollment courses at PA College of Art and Design starting in the 10th grade, and her artwork has won many awards. One reference wrote, Eden operates with a strong moral compass and thinks about the feelings and needs of others when making decisions. Eden will attend the Art Institute of Chicago to major in animation.
Thank you to the board and to my mom and Izzy, who isn't here, for helping me with all my applications and getting into college.
So Milani Perales is next, and she is a mentor for Advantage Lancaster and a member of NHS, Link Crew, and Student Council. She is a peer mediator and a girls ministry teacher at her church. She also works at Bonefish Grill 28 hours per week. In her essay, Milani wrote, I aspire to become a pediatrics oral surgeon so I can help the children in my urban community have access to affordable dental care. I want to provide my services to the Lancaster Cleft Palate Clinic with the desire to give them beautiful smiles. Through my shadowing experience at the clinic, I was in awe and inspired by children's smiles, but mostly by their resilience to challenges they face daily. One reference described Milani as a bright light who has a way of making every person she encounters feel safe and right at home. I can totally attest to that. Milani will attend Howard University and major in biology. Congratulations, Milani.
Sorry, I'm a little emotional, so I just want to say thank you, everybody. Thank you, Becky, as well, and the whole board and everyone.
I had Logan as well. This is very exciting for me. Logan was team captain of soccer, team captain of tennis, treasurer of Eco Club, and a powder puff coach, which is probably his most treasured role of all of those things. He has cleaned offices every weekend since the 7th grade, and he also works at the Conestoga Country Club full-time over the summer. One reference wrote, Logan represents McCaskey with pride and dignity. You will not find a finer young man that represents character, honesty, and integrity. And I can say that Logan lights up any room and is always positive anywhere he goes. He will attend the University of Pittsburgh to study public health so that he can then transition to medical school to become a doctor.
I would like to thank the board for this opportunity. It's amazing, and you guys are doing amazing stuff. And I would also like to thank my friends and my parents. for all you've done to help me grow and become the man I am today. Thank you.
All right, more money. Next, we will have 3 more $5,000 scholarships with Kalia Charles, Ariel Beamer, and Jennifer Sabayo. Please come forward.
The first is a $5,000 Sharon Hargrave Scholarship, which will be given to Kalina Charles. Kalina Charles attended Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary School, where this scholarship began more than 40 years ago. She is also an editor for the Burning Glass Literary Magazine, so I have been able to know Kalina for several years as well, and so has Mr. Coonan actually as well. And she's his teaching assistant. Don't ask how it's going. His desk is a little cluttered. Okay. She is a member of Black Student Union. She also was a member of Bridge to Employment. In her essay, Kalina wrote, "Receiving a scholarship under the name of Martin Luther King Jr. would be a significant personal achievement for me as a Black woman. With this scholarship, I am determined to further my efforts in making a positive impact on the lives of those around me." One of her teachers explained, "Kalina is a creative and innovative thinker with a unique eye and perspective. Kalina is a role model for other students." Kalina also has written beautiful poetry and done amazing art as well. She will attend HAC to major in psychology and the arts.
I would like to thank my mom and the board and the donators. Thank you.
You forgot your money, girl. Get your money. All right. Next is a $5,000 scholarship in loving memory of Kathy Kuzmiak, former board member to Ariel Beamer. Ariel is a member of NHS, a peer mediator, and has played basketball, field hockey, and was in the band. At her church, she helps with child care and is in the youth group. In 2023, she did volunteer work in the Philippines for a week. In the summer, she worked as a lifeguard at the Lancaster Country Pool. In her essay, Ariel explained how her participation in the early childhood education program this year impacted her. She quotes, "My teaching experience this year were some of the best experience of my life. I want to continue becoming someone who can help others step into their potential." Her college counselor explained, "Having worked with thousands of high school seniors, I can honestly say that I have never met a student quite like Ariel. I firmly believe she was put on this earth to achieve incredible things as a servant leader." The director of the program in the Philippines said, "Ariel organized and prepared lessons for 120 children living in the landfill, as well as facilitated conflict resolution training. Her commitment to making a positive impact was evident in the way she connected and mentored the children as they navigated through challenging circumstances and processing difficult emotions." Ariel will attend Drexel University to major in psychology.
And I would just like to thank the board for making all of this possible and my family and friends for supporting me.
All right. Next is a $5,000 David Johnson Memorial Scholarship by Holy Trinity Lutheran Church to Jennifer Sabayo.
I got to have Jennifer and her sister as well. Jennifer obtained her cosmetology license during her high school years so she can work and pay her way through college. She will be the first person in her family to attend college. She also works at American Eagle Outfitters. In her essay, she wrote, "Originally, I am from the Dominican Republic. Moving away from my homeland at 5 years old was extremely difficult. I had to endure bullying at school since I did not speak English. Now that I am older and fluent in English, I am motivated to advocate for immigrants, just like Dr. King advocated for African Americans. I wanted to do something that would let me advocate for immigrants, so I teamed up with Church World Service. My ultimate goal is to become a lawyer and advocate for people who have nobody to advocate for them." Her counselor explained, Jennifer is a well-rounded young woman excited about helping to make our country and our world a better place. Her cosmetology instructor said, Jennifer's character is marked by her unwavering dedication to promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion. Jennifer will attend Lincoln University and major in political science.
I just want to say thank you to God first, the board, and my family and friends.
All right, moving right along. Next are 6 $5,000 Hagergens and Ronis scholarships. Johan Alacio is one of these recipients but could not attend this evening. Would these students please come forward? Min Duong, Gertrude Jean Laurent, and Samie Miller, Lily Hauk, and Jocelyn Severio Escalona. If I mispronounced your name, I'm very sorry. Please forgive me. All right. Min Duong is ranked in the top third of his class and has been a member of the robotics club for the past 3 years. His robotics teacher explained, Min has an unwavering work ethic and optimistic attitude in the face of adversity and resilience and mental fortitude. His counselor said, Min's drive to succeed is based on his mom. He wishes to take advantage of the opportunities she has worked hard to create for him. In his essay, he wrote, as a Vietnamese immigrant, I know very well how important education is and how it will greatly affect my future, as well as how the lack of educational opportunities limit people's potential to reach their dream goals, and will not let these great educational opportunities slide away. And I will also always commit to contributing to the education community by spreading positivity, inclusion, support, peace, and nonviolence. Min will attend Millersville University and major in electrical engineering.
I just want to say thank you to everyone who is here, and thank you to my mom who is like at work right now.
No.
Next, we have Gertrude Jean Laurent. Gertrude is a dual enrollment student at HAC, is part of the Bridge to Employment program, is on the Youth Leadership Council, and was president of the Ethics Bowl. Outside of school, she babysits her younger siblings, and she is a first-generation Haitian immigrant, and she wants to be a medical researcher. She explains, I aspire to help as many people as I can to receive the treatments they need in order to improve their lives. Her communication arts teacher wrote, Gertrude is one of the most academically curious and motivated students I have met in 36 years of teaching, and she thrives on challenging herself personally and academically. Her counselor describes her character as being beyond reproach. I can second that. Gertrude is just constantly motivated and willing to do whatever it takes. So congratulations, Gertrude. She's going to attend Franklin and Marshall College and major in biochemistry.
I would like to say thank you to everyone that's present here, and I would like to also thank Mr. Gooden since he was my 10th grade
Samai Miller is in the top quarter of her class and is a member of Advantage Lancaster and the Patients Are Waiting program. She has participated in track and currently works at McDonald's. Samai worked extra hard to skip a grade and graduate a year early. Her counselor explained, during the first week of school this year, Samai asked me how she could graduate high school after only 3 years. When I asked her why, Samai responded that she was eager to graduate and begin studying at a university. Moreover, she said it with conviction. Fast forward a few months, and Samai is balancing her 7 in-person classes with 1 online English class, and she's also taking my in-person AP English class and is acing it. Her first quarter report card was the best she's ever had, nothing but A's. Another teacher said, Samai is eloquent in both writing and speaking and is a humble role model who is a genuine gift of a person. Samai will attend the University of Maryland, Eastern Shore, and major in biology.
I just want to say thank you to the board and the donors and my family and my parents. I'm truly appreciative and grateful. Thank you.
This next student I'm particularly proud of because she's in one of my AP Lit classes, and Lily Huck is sectional leader in marching band, sectional leader in vocal ensemble, and president and section leader of Voices of Freedom for Gospel Choir. If you've seen her on the WMCC, you saw her beautiful voice shining through. She was in the musicals and on the field hockey team, and Lily takes weekly voice lessons and is part of the Lancaster Community Gospel Choir and the Young Musicians of Lancaster. She also works at Willow Valley Communities as a buffet server. Her social studies teacher wrote, "Throughout her high school career, Lily has proven time and time again to be one of the most reliable and dedicated students on campus. She has participated in various performances throughout our community to enrich the lives of fellow citizens in our city." Lily will attend HAC for a year of general courses and then transfer to a college for music education where she will rock it. Wait. Lily, do you want to say anything?
Thank you to the board for making this possible, and also to my dad who's here and my mom who's not here for helping me navigate this crazy year.
I also have the pleasure of introducing Jocelyn Silverio Escalana, or also Josie. Josie is another student who was selected out of only 25 students to be an intern at Lancaster General Hospital as a patient care assistant, and she has received wonderful reviews from her nurse manager. She is also involved in HOSA Future Health Professionals, and she recently competed at the HOSA State Leadership Conference for creative problem solving. Josie is also part of an NHS, National Technical Honor Society, and a Bridge to Employment. She works at Aeropostale. Oh my God, I did not pronounce that right, did I? And volunteers at her church. In addition to this, she has been helping to care for her father and after some major surgery he had recently. Her teacher explained, "Having had the privilege of working closely with her during this past year in both the classroom and professional hospital setting, I can attest to her academic achievements, character, and commitment to personal and professional growth. Her positive attitude has earned her the respect of her peers, supervisors, teachers, classmates alike." She's just always ready to roll. She's awesome. Josie, she's going to attend HAC to study nursing, so please give a round of applause for these students of Josie.
I just want to thank God and my family for being my backbone, and thank you to the College Board. Thank you.
Congratulations. All right, next we'll have two more $5,000 Mary France scholarships. Would Daniela Montenegro Velez and Raka Janet come forward, please? Let's give them a round of applause as they're making their way to the front. Daniela Montenegro Velez immigrated from Colombia in 2022, and she has had to learn English to succeed in school. She advanced rapidly through the levels of ESL classes and showed determination. Daniela frequently uses her abilities as a bilingual student in helping other students with translations and explanations in Spanish and English to ensure that they, too, can be successful. Her school counselor wrote, "Daniela's commitment to improving her English language skills is as strong as I have seen in a student in my 20 years as a school counselor." Her biology teacher explained Daniela serves as an inspiration to her peers, demonstrating that with dedication and hard work, one can achieve great success regardless of linguistic backgrounds. Daniela will attend Millersville University to study biology.
I want to say thanks to God, to my family, and to the board for this opportunity, and I will do my best.
I have the pleasure of introducing Raka Jenik. And Raka is a member of a stage crew, marching band, jazz band, and National Honor Society. She has been a production manager for the high school performances for the past 2 years. She also volunteers for Music for Everyone and works at Splits and Giggles, a cafe, as a server. Her teacher explained, Raka has proven to be one of our top students in the McCaskey Music Department. What I admire most is her desire to share what she has learned with others. And in her essay, Raka wrote, as I pursue a degree in music technology, I sincerely hope that I continue to give back to the community that shaped who I am today. She's witnessed that community firsthand in creating stage productions and theater, and she said, this is the community that we build, and this is how we help others. It was an impressive essay. Raka will attend New York University for a degree in music technology, so please give a hand for Raka.
Thank you to all the teachers I've ever had, and thank you to my parents, thank you to my brother for helping me out, and thank you to my friends. Thank you to the donors.
All right, next up, we will have 3 more special $5,000 scholarships with Eliana Sanchez, Tia Geiger, and Angelina Contagiacomo come forward. Eliana Sanchez will receive the $5,000 Betty Beck Scholarship in honor of her parents, Robert and Betty Crater.
Eliana Sanchez has participated in dual enrollment throughout high school in order to earn her cosmetology license as well, so that she can support herself through college to study psychology. And she currently works at Sports Clips, so she's already putting it to use. Her cosmetology instructor explained, Eliana takes on a leadership role in group settings and recognizes her strengths and other strengths. She also takes on a parental role for her younger siblings, setting a high example of success for them. Another teacher said, I can honestly say that I cannot think of another student who would be more deserving of the scholarship to help her further her education. As Eliana wrote in her essay, seeing struggles of family members has only made me more passionate about helping others. I have worked since I was 15 years old so that I was able to provide for myself and to help my family in many ways financially. I also help my mom care for my sister. I have never been scared to dream of the life I want for myself. I do not wish to see anyone struggle the way I have seen my family go through challenges. I have dreamed of the day I am able to help people who are in the position I once was in. Eliana will attend York College of Pennsylvania and major in psychology.
Thank you to everyone who made this possible for me.
All right. Tia Geiger will receive a $5,000 MLK Board Scholarship in honor of former Mayor Janice Stork for her support and her work on the MLK Board during her term as mayor. Tia is ranked 6th in her class. She is editor-in-chief of the school newspaper, The Vedette. She is also a part of the marching band, Black Student Union, NHS, Student Council, Model UN, Unified Track, and the Superintendent's Student Cabinet. She is a peer tutor, giving up her flex time to tutor other students in chemistry. She works at Atalo, is in her church youth group, and volunteers at the Lancaster Public Library. One of her teachers said, Tia embodies Dr. King's vision and values in a dynamic way. She is ethical, humble, and kind. Her Atalo mentor explained, as one of the leaders of the Ethiopian and Eritrean Club at Atalo, she has had a profound impact on our community. For her, she wants justice now. She doesn't just talk about it, she executes and brings people together everywhere she goes. In her essay, Tia said, as Dr. King worked tirelessly to progress civil rights, I hope to continue his legacy by addressing racial and socio-economic equity in the education system. Tia will attend the University of Pennsylvania and major in political science.
I would like to thank my parents, my friends, the board, and I would also like to thank former Mayor Janice Stork, and I hope to emulate the ideas and the way that you captivated Lancaster.
Now, Angelina Contra-Giacomo will receive a $5,000 scholarship in honor of her brother, Frank Albert, beloved McCaskey teacher.
We're going to have Miss Nancy Val, a former history teacher at McCaskey, speak on behalf of Frank.
Okay. This scholarship that you're receiving, it is not Angelina's brother. This is a brother, her brother in a way, but all of Lancaster's brother Frank. Anyone who has been associated with McCaskey over the past 30 years has to have come across brother Frank. He is a unique individual. As you can see, Angelina knows brother Frank. It's one of the reasons we selected her. She met all the criteria and surpassed it, but she has this personal relationship with brother Frank. And when I told him, and I want you to know, Angelina, I visited with him this week, and I told him that you would be receiving your scholarship. He was. Okay, brother Frank is suffering from ALS. This is a man who was known for his vibrance, a man who stood at the front doors of McCaskey year in and year out and greeted every child as they came through the door, and 90% of them he knew their names. This is a man who cared about the staff, not just the kids, the staff. How you doing, Nancy? How you doing, Matt? Everything okay with the family? And if he sensed that things weren't okay, he wanted to see you after school to talk about it. Or even right then, if you didn't have a class to be in. Brother Frank started the peer mediation program at McCaskey in the 90s after one of our students was tragically stabbed to death over an argument. Brother Frank said, never again. He was a fierce believer in nonviolence, and he started the peer mediation program. And we've never had that level of violence again at McCaskey because of brother Frank. Sadly, ALS is taking its course with our beloved brother. At this point, only from the neck up does he have any control. But when I told him Angelina was receiving his award, his eyes flashed. He batted them up and down to let us know how delighted he was with this selection in honor of brother Frank. We are delighted that you're receiving this.
You can tell that we're all a little emotional right now just because what an incredible person Brother Albright is, and what an incredible role model he is to so many of us. And yeah, we were just thrilled to. Angelina attended King Elementary School. She is a peer mediator. She is one of the 12 students hand-selected for the opportunity to travel to the British Isles this summer as part of a study abroad, 15-day travel experience through EF Tours. It's also totally accredited with Southern New Hampshire University, but more than anything, Angelina was trained by Brother Albright to be a peer mediator. I remember days, so many days of just seeing the two of you so animated, so just lively, and she's listened to what Brother Albright teaches. In her essay she wrote, "The peer mediation program has not only helped me understand communication on a different level, but it has also taught me the proper listening skills. With learning better communication and listening skills, I am able to support the people in my life by making them feel heard and understood." She does this for her classmates too. One teacher explained, "As a veteran teacher, I am frequently asked to write letters of recommendation for both students and colleagues. However, few students stand out as amazingly as Angelina Contra-Giacomo. Whatever the academic pursuit, Angelina is remarkably qualified. She will attend Gosher College to major in psychology, so please give a warm round of applause for Angelina."
Treasurer.
I would just like to thank everyone here. I would like to thank my parents, and I would like to say that I have an unimaginable amount of gratitude for Brother Albright and getting this scholarship in his name. Thank you.
All right, if you haven't gotten a tissue already, grab one to the side. Okay. Next, we will have 3 more special $5,000 scholarships with Syed Firdaus, Sadat, Maria Rojas Fergas, and Layla Joannis come forward. Okay. Syed Firdaus Sadat will receive the $5,000 scholarship in loving memory of Godfrey Herr, presented by Holy Trinity Church and the MLK Junior Scholarship Board for his dedication and assistance to both.
This scholarship in honor and memory of Jeffrey Herr. A year ago, right back there where the video is taking place, sat Jeffrey Herr. That was about the only time he sat, is when he was taking that video. Jeffrey Herr was the sexton at this church for many years. He worked with us as a board for at least 20 years. When we would get here to set up, Jeffrey had already been here several hours before and made sure that everything was set up and in working order. The last 2 years, we had our reception out on the lawn. He lugged all the tables, put up the tent, did the lighting in the tent. There was no detail left undone when it came to Jeffrey Herr. Those of us who are on the committee for this evening, we remember vividly, it was outside. Our staging area where we got all the food ready was down the hall here. How many trips he made in and out, up and down those steps when this program was all over and everyone had eaten and gone home. Jeffrey was still here, and this was true every year. And before he'd leave, he'd always say, "Is there anything else I can do for you?" And we'd say, "Jeffrey, go home. Go home. You've been here since what time?" This was Jeffrey Herr. And a week after this scholarship program last year, we received the unbelievable news that Jeffrey had very suddenly and unexpectedly passed. In honor of the memory of this beautiful man who could never do enough for everyone, we talk about the faithful servant, a good and faithful servant, Jeffrey Herr. And we are pleased that Syed Sadat will be receiving this scholarship in his name. Syed is in the top quarter of his class. He played on the soccer team. He works at the Rendezvous restaurant as a cook. And just last summer, Syed immigrated from Afghanistan. In his essay, he identified with Dr. King when he wrote, "During my residency at a refugee camp, I experienced inequality and segregation when I wasn't allowed to talk freely and do whatever they wanted without any consequences, just because they were speaking in a different language and were from a different culture from me." One of Syed's teachers said, despite the difficulties Syed has faced as a new student in a foreign country, he challenged himself to graduate earlier so he could participate in higher education. He is truly a self-motivator and one of the most genuine students I have had in many years. Again, in Syed's essay, he wrote, "I recognize technology as a potential force to make a positive impact towards society and communities in a peaceful manner. However, the tech industry is not immune to problems like lack of diversity. I plan to work toward solving this problem by campaigning for those individuals whose talent is underestimated. I'm hoping that by doing so, I unlock the potential of new ideas and perspectives. I aim to address social issues like world poverty, inequality, and lack of education by new innovations with the help of technology." Syed will attend Temple University to major in computer science.
I just want to say thank you to everyone for giving me this award. Thank you so much.
All right. Maria Rojas Vargas will receive the combined $5,000 nursing scholarship in loving memory of Joanne Pollock, former board member, board chair, and $1,000 David Walborn scholarship in memory of his mother, Evelyn Loretta Walborn. Maria attended King Elementary and volunteers at her church. Maria frequently uses her abilities as a bilingual student to help translate for other students so they can be successful. In her essay, she wrote, "I aspire to become a nurse to provide compassionate, high-quality health care to those who need it most. I plan to dedicate my career to working in underserved communities and addressing the health disparities they face. My goal is to be an unwavering advocate for patients, ensuring they receive the treatment and care they deserve, regardless of their economic or social circumstances." One teacher said, "When challenges arose, Maria worked harder and pursued understanding rather than giving up. This is the characteristic that I most admire about her. She will be an asset wherever she goes." Maria will attend Penn State to study nursing.
I just want to spread my gratitude to my mom and donors and everyone who made that possible. Thank you.
All right. Layla Joannis will receive the $5,000 June Heller Scholarship given in honor of all past MLK Junior Memorial Scholarship recipients.
So it's my pleasure to recognize Layla Joannis. Layla is a link leader, a member of NHS, and part of the Early Childhood Education Program, as well as the Educators Rising Club, a new program, right, where we're trying to promote teachers at McCaskey, students to become teachers. She is originally from Haiti and helps at home with her siblings while her mother is working and her father is finishing his schooling. One teacher explained, "Anyone that meets Layla can see her heart and passion for teaching children overflowing from her heart. I have no doubt that Layla will change this world for the better by impacting one person at a time. Her bright spirit and optimism will outshine anything this world throws her way." I also have known Layla as a phenomenal poet, and you're going to hear a little bit about it. In her essay, Layla poetically wrote, "I was born in Haiti. Haiti is a place full of love and happiness. It is full of stars and late-night laughter. It is full of guardian angels. This place is not rich in dollars. However, they are rich in heart. Haiti might not be the ideal place, but we are the sun on a rainy day that brings warmth. The way Haiti has taught me to be grateful for what I have and make the best of any situation, I would like to teach my future students to be grateful and to make the best of any situation." Layla will attend Millersville University to major in early childhood education program, so please give a round of applause.
would like to thank everybody that made this possible today, and to my family, my mom who's here who kept feeding me, thank you. And to my grandma who made it possible to understand that having people around you is a blessing all the time. And thank you to God for always keeping me up and helping me with my decisions. Thank you all.
Okay, we have 3 more special $10,000 scholarships with Zanalise Wesley, Leilani Cabral, and Meishi Tapa come forward. Let's give them a round of applause as they make their way up. Zanalise Wesley is receiving a $10,000 Schoenberger Endowed Scholarship, $1,250 per semester over 4 years, and plus $5,000 the first year. Zanalise is secretary of the Black Student Union, member of NHS, marching band, and orchestra, where she plays the violin. She is very active in her church and is a part of the Simmons Women's Missionary Society's Young People and Children's Division, the Bethel AME Lancaster's Combined Church Choir, Food Bank, and Black Enrichment Camp. In her essay, she wrote, "I believe that nobody should be judged for having to go to a food bank. A goal of mine since middle school has been to open my own mini kitchen for those in need, in which people will pay the amount that they can afford to pay without keeping a tab on how much they didn't pay. I also want to help people spiritually through becoming a bishop in a church, which will help me teach people about God." One teacher says Zanalise is a dedicated individual who is highly cherished. Zanalise will obtain her professional interdisciplinary bachelor degree online from Jackson State University.
I wore the high boots today, and I still can't reach the mic. I would like to thank God first and foremost, my family and friends over here. Love you all, and the board. Thank you.
Leilani Cabral will receive a $10,000 Nicholas and Susan Varanis scholarship.
It's an absolute pleasure to recognize Leilani Cabral, and you might recognize, if you're in the school district of Lancaster, you probably know the name Cabral, but if you don't know Leilani, let me tell you, she's coming up. She is a member of the NHS cross-country, varsity tennis, club unified track. She's also the violin sectional leader in orchestra, the alto section leader in gospel choir. She's a peer mediator. She's involved with Bridges Youth Group at Crossroads Mennonite Church, where she is a team leader. She takes violin lessons weekly. And in the summer, when she finally is taking some time for herself, she's still not doing that. She's an assistant front desk manager at the Lancaster County Pool. And then she's also volunteering and working with Guatemala. Leilani wrote and illustrated a children's book explaining the legislative process for young minds that has been read to elementary students in our school district. Leilani goes to Guatemala every summer to assist at a soccer camp run by Champions in Action, whose main goal is to help children living in areas of immense poverty, drug trafficking, and gang violence. In her essay, Leilani beautifully described the experience of meeting a specific little girl named Olga, who told her, "Thank you for loving me when no one else did." Leilani says, "Every summer I look forward to dedicating my time to be a presence in these children's lives. Children who, unlike me, worry about how they will find their next meal, are scared of the people living in their own home, and who have been taught that they are so broken that no one could ever love them. And Leilani is there to try to help." Leilani will attend Arcadia University, where she will major in pre-PT, and I'm so pleased to recognize her.
Thank you so much to everyone, especially the board and anyone who played a role in making this possible for students like me every year. So thank you.
Meishi Tapa will receive a $10,000 Nicholas and Susan Varanis scholarship. May at King Elementary School and is vice president of the Art Club. She is also part of NHS, the National Technical Honor Society, tennis, and is very active in her church youth group. She participated in the Lancaster Stormers internship 6 hours a week and works at Vintage Candy Shop. In her essay, May wrote, "I was born and raised in a refugee camp near the border of Myanmar and Thailand. I called it a home for 8 years. The reason we immigrated to the United States was because my parents wanted a better education for me and my siblings because of an ongoing civil war. After arriving here once a month, me and my mom and siblings would attend our church sewing circle where we helped put together hygiene kits and school supplies in drawstring bags. When I was in the refugee camp, I remember getting the school supplies and hygiene kits along with the comforter for the whole family. Getting the school supplies really meant a lot to me because it reminded me that there are strangers out there who care enough to help. Every time I participated in making the kits, it reminds me that everything we do, either good or bad, has an impact on someone else's life." May will attend either the University of Scranton, University of Pittsburgh, or Messiah University and major in accounting.
I would like to say thank you to the board of directors, to my family, and to my sister who's here.
All right, we have 3 more special scholarships from the Bus Stuyver Foundation with Jared Groff, Emma Seifert, and Eric Peachy come forward. Jared Groff will receive a $10,000 Bus Stuyver scholarship in memory of and as a tribute to Father Alexander Varanis' life of service.
It's my absolute pleasure to recognize Jared. Jared is one of the hardest workers I've ever come across. He's also the parliamentarian of the National Honor Society, president of the orchestra, president of the vocal ensemble, captain of the soccer team, and captain of the tennis team as well. He's a member of the chamber choir, Voices of Freedom Gospel Choir, and is involved with his youth group at church. He is in his school musical. He's been in the school musical each year, and this year was the lead in Anything Goes. In addition, Jared works at the Lancaster Sweet Shop, which is owned by his parents. His tennis coach explained that Jared was voted team captain by his teammates because they trust him and count on him. He makes sure others feel included. And this is true. I've heard multiple times from coaches and players that Jared is like the carpool guru, like he's there at practice taking everyone home. In his essay, Jared wrote that his parents are his biggest role models. He wrote, "My parents founded the Stroopy Company, a local business that makes cookies. Through Church World Service, my parents got to know some refugee families, and my mom saw a need to be addressed. The mothers of these families were struggling. They didn't know English because they couldn't attend school, and they needed employment. Filled with the hunger to help these women, the Stroopy Company's mission is to provide meals and English classes for refugee women. By my parents' example, I have seen the beautiful results of loving your neighbor. Every day of my life, my parents show me how to live a life full of love, compassion, and joy." And you can understand why we need more of that sentiment of loving your neighbor in the world today. Jared will attend Eastern University to major in business, and it's a thrill to recognize him tonight.
First things first, I would like to thank the board for making these awesome opportunities for all of us. We really do appreciate it, and I appreciate it also. And then Mr. Coonan said everything about my parents, so I don't really need to say thank you there. But I really do appreciate it, Mom and Dad. Love you guys. You guys are the best.
All right, Emma Seifert is receiving a $12,500 Bus Stuyver scholarship over 4 years. Emma is ranked 3rd in her class. She is co-captain of the women's volleyball team, a member of the Bridge to Employment program, and NHS. She's the founder and co-president of the women's volleyball club at McCaskey. She is also a member of the PA Elite National 18U Club team and volunteers at volleyball fundraisers and is a coach at the middle schools. Emma also works at the North Museum as a volunteer 8 hours per week and is self-employed by having her own jewelry business and pet sitting. Emma's goal is to work at a museum, and in her essay, she wrote, "I want children to discover the same passion I did when walking into the Smithsonian Museum for the first time." Emma will attend Penn State University, Schreier Honors College, and major in geobiology.
I would like to say thank you to all the donors. This is an amazing opportunity. I'd like to say thank you to my parents for putting up with me, and also my sister for putting up with me. And thank you.
All right, Eric, you're up. Eric Peachy is receiving a $12,500 scholarship, a Stiber scholarship, over 4 years.
It's an honor to discuss Eric Peachy and all of his many accomplishments already. Eric, first in his class of over 400 students. Let's give him a round. That's amazing. He is Vice President of the National Honor Society, President of Model UN, and a member of the McCaskey FTC robotics team, marching band, jazz band, tennis, and peer tutoring. He also works as a shift leader at a bakery and works as an art site developer. He even has earned his pilot's license already. His former teacher from Lincoln explained, Eric helped the Lincoln Lego Robotics Club prepare for their first competition. He served as a mentor to the young students, and he was patient, kind, and a role model who inspired them. His robotics teacher said, "I have had the pleasure of teaching and working alongside Eric for the past 4 years. This summer, Eric became my colleague when he and I collaborated to develop an application for a startup company focused on making art accessible to those with physical disabilities. Without a doubt, Eric is among the most talented and responsible students I have worked with in my 12 years of teaching." His teacher also said, "Eric's abilities in computer science are matched by few his age. When one takes this ability and adds dedication, professionalism, and care for others, it is a recipe for positive change in the world. I really believe Eric is going to play a part in making something that helps a lot of people." And we were quite blown away when we interviewed Eric and found out that he had helped students in our own school at McCaskey who have physical disabilities, and it was really remarkable the things that he was a part of. So Eric will attend the University of Pittsburgh to major in computer science.
Thank you all so much for being here. Of course, I'd also like to recognize the members of the board and the donors for their gracious gifts of their time and resources to this cause. Thank you all so much.
Okay. Last but certainly not least, we have a couple more very, very special scholarships. Would Myasia Smith and Logan Berkeley please come forward?
This next scholarship is named for Mr. Nelson Polite. I love offering giving scholarships to wonderful young people, but especially when they're named for people that I knew and still love. Nelson was known throughout this community as a class act. I'm sorry that the younger folks won't ever get to know him personally, because he has passed on to his eternal life. I first knew of Nelson through my mother, because she and he were McCaskey classmates. They both graduated in the class of 1945 during World War II. They shared something in common and bonded through that. Mom faced daily discrimination because she was an immigrant from Greece, talked funny, her English wasn't that good, probably smelled funny from the food they were cooking at home or whatever. And Nelson was discriminated against simply because of the color of his skin. After I became active with a certain political party here in Lancaster, I got to meet Nelson for myself. Up until that point, I had only heard of him through my mother. But now I got to know Nelson. Nelson was very active in local politics. His experiences with discrimination are what fostered this. His first public actions were in the 1950s and 60s when a very popular swimming pool here in Lancaster, it was part of an amusement park that no longer exists, called Rocky Springs. People of color were not allowed in the park. They were not allowed to swim in the pool. They were allowed to work at the park, but they couldn't swim in the pool. And Nelson brought public attention to this with marches in the city of Lancaster and pressure on the city council until the city council forced a change. That was just the beginning. In 1968, as some of us know through personal experience, and you all know it through your history classes, Martin Luther King was assassinated. And just a few short months after that, Robert F. Kennedy, who was running for president on many of the same ideals that Martin Luther King believed in. It was a very hot summer throughout America and here in Lancaster. There was civil strife in the southeast section of our city. It was literally a hot summer, high 90s most of the summer. And Nelson saw the social pot boiling over. And he did everything in his power to keep the peace. He did not want to see people getting hurt in the name of Martin Luther King. So he was in the forefront of keeping a lid on the social unrest in Lancaster that summer. He was the first African-American president of our Lancaster City Council. He was the chair of the City Planning Commission. He and I and many others went on many voter registration drives throughout the southeast sector of Lancaster. He wanted people to exercise their primary right as citizens of Lancaster and America. He stood for the principles that he ran on. Too many politicians today talk out of both sides of their mouth. Not Nelson. He lived what he believed, and what he promised his constituents, he followed through on. Early in the 1980s, a group of concerned citizens from the southeast area of Lancaster, all residents of that area, got together to try to improve their sector of the city. Out of that came the Martin Luther King Plaza on South Duke Street, the renaming of Higbee Elementary into Martin Luther King Elementary, which, if you are not aware, is the first school outside of Philadelphia or Pittsburgh to be named for Martin Luther King. You should be very proud of that. But then he wanted a lasting contribution that would help youth. So Nelson is one of the founders of what we are doing tonight. He was an original board member, and until his health no longer permitted in 2015, he served on the board from 1983 to 2015. In January of 2016, our board voted to give our first 4-year scholarship. At this point, Nelson's illnesses, because of his illnesses, he was bedridden, and I was asked to take the news to him, which I was thrilled and honored to do. I went and visited him in the home that he was born in and never left. Even after he was married, he lived in that same home. He, as I said, was bedridden, but I whispered in his ear, Nelson, this year we're going to give a scholarship, a 4-year one, in your name. And tears, he wasn't able to speak at that point, but tears started rolling down his face. So he knew of the scholarship. And I have to tell you, I was honored to be one of the interview group that interviewed this vivacious, wonderful young woman. And those of us who knew Nelson, after the interview, we all went, yes, that one's for Nelson's scholarship. So let me tell you a little bit now about this wonderful young woman who's receiving the scholarship in his name. She is the captain of the McCaskey varsity cheerleading team. And those of you who go to sporting events, you know that is a year-long commitment. She's a member of NHS, the Bridge to Employment Program, the Tri-M Music Honor Society. She has been a link crew leader. They help the underclassmen adjust for 3 years. And this year, she was also the volunteer assistant coach for the McCaskey Middle School cheer team. She also helps care for younger siblings at home. One teacher explained, Myasia has a pleasant demeanor that makes her an asset to the class because she makes all in her presence feel valued and heard. In her essay, Myasia discussed how she was highly impacted by the loss of her cousin to suicide due to bullying. Myasia wrote, small acts of kindness are more impactful than people believe. Small acts of kindness can alter someone's entire perspective of life and can make them want to continue. This is why I will continue to be kind and gracious to those around me. And I hope that at some point, I may change someone's life for the better. She already has. Myasia will attend Howard University to major in psychology.
I would like to thank the board, but I would also like to appreciate my teachers and my mother for supporting me through all that I do. Thank you.
Okay, our last and final scholarship of $25,000. This is the Reverend Alexander and Pearl Ronis Scholarship presented by the Ronis family to Logan Berkeley.
Okay, Logan, last but not least, certainly. So I had the pleasure of teaching Logan last year, and I now teach his brother, and he and his brother are my son's scout leaders, so it's quite a fun circle. Logan is a student with varied talents. He's a member of Eco Club and a link leader. He was a producer for the Spring Children's Play. He's a producer of the WMCC Morning Show, and an editor and overviewer for the Broadcast Now video competition. Logan also works 20 hours a week at Soulmate's Korean Kitchen. He's an Eagle Scout and was a patrol leader for Boy Scouts. His Scoutmaster explained, Logan completed 47 merit badges as a Scout, which is more than double the minimum of 21 credits to earn Eagle. As a result of this, he received his Eagle Award and 2 sets of bronze, gold, and silver eagle palms, which is quite a rare achievement. Logan was also voted into the Order of the Arrow, the service organization of Scouts, and completed the Ordeal and Brotherhood membership requirements. He attended a national conference of the organization in Tennessee in 2022, and he will attend a second national conference in Colorado this year. Logan's media studies teacher said, this is Miss Nolt, all of you know local celebrity Miss Nolt. Logan Berkeley is one of the best student leaders that I have ever worked with, and it is my privilege to recommend him. He is incredibly humble and has made McCaskey incredibly proud. Another media teacher, which you can probably guess, is our new media teacher, Mr. Hausman. He wrote, Logan's greatest contribution to our class was his leadership. Logan leads without judgment, he leads without showing off, he leads without bullying, he leads by example, using his kindness, patience, and intellect to include, support, and guide. While Logan has natural leadership skills, it must also be stated that he is also willing to let others lead. He is remarkably self-aware. He understands the importance of equitable collaboration and is a team player. I like what his teacher said here. Logan may stand head and shoulders above most people, but please understand, it is not his height that makes him a giant. Logan will attend DePaul University to major in journalism.
Literally giant. I would like to thank my mom and my girlfriend for pushing me to actually apply for this, and I did wait for the last week. I would like to thank the Veronis family for their generous contribution and all of the other donors. Yeah, my heart's beating really fast. Yeah, and congrats to everybody else who got scholarships. Thank you.
All right, let's give all of the scholarship recipients one big round of applause. If you are a parent or guardian, please stand. We appreciate you. If you are a parent or guardian and you are looking at your child, please stand as we acknowledge you really, really quick. We know the students could not have done it without your support. 12 long years. You made it. All right, I want to leave a little bit of advice with the students before we wrap up and everyone heads out and goes home. This is the start of a new beginning. And this journey will take you a million places, right? You'll probably go all over the world. You're going to fall and fall and fall over and over and over again. But as long as you don't stay there, you will be just fine. You're going to be worried about the first week. Mom, what am I going to eat? I only got a microwave. Oh my goodness, I got to go to the caf. I got to get this, I got to get... You will be just fine. Keep your eye on the prize, stand firm in what you believe in, and make relationships with your professors, with people, join clubs, because those relationships will get you indoors that degree can't. Okay? You guys have a great night. I do want to mention that Becky Grube, board co-chair, will address the students with some important information. Thank you for having me, guys.
Let's give a really rounding applause for Gabrielle. Thank you. Thank you for coming. The mayor could not be here this evening due to another engagement. However, I want to give special thanks to the mayor's office and her assistant, Bernie, who does so much to support this scholarship. We appreciate their partnership with us. We likewise appreciate the partnership of Holy Trinity Lutheran Church for your steadfast support of the fund, and we're grateful for your donations of special scholarships and your willingness to provide a place for our awards banquet, for our meetings monthly, and we especially appreciate the people tonight from the church here who have come and volunteered their time to help with this. Let's give them all a round of applause, please. And finally, congratulations to all the recipients. In your packet, this will take about 3 minutes, you have two, I'll call them contracts. I need to have one of them back this evening, and I have pens up here for you. So if you didn't bring a pen, you can come and fill it out and give it to me. You'll need that for us. We need that before we can send you some money. So be sure that I get one of those. Also in your packet, you'll find a certificate for you, and you'll find another information there about your donor. So thank you again for coming, everybody. Be sure that you return that paper to me tonight before you leave, students. Your parents and friends can go to Fondersmith Hall right next to the church to wait for you there. We would like all the students to stay here and have a group picture up here before you leave tonight. So thank you, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
We also just found out some important things from a former recipient, that if through FIA, the state, I don't know necessarily what's happening with college applications these days, but you might have the opportunity to have the state match the scholarship that you have tonight. They will go ahead and match it. So we've got some other parents who can talk to you about this if anyone needs to learn about that.
One more thing. We have two things. Somebody left their keys out on the table, so if you're missing your car keys, I have them up here when you're ready to leave and can't find them. And I apologize. Bishop Penrose Hoover will give us the, is that correct? Will give us the benediction.
I know everybody wants to go. Hey, has this been a great evening or what? This has been sensational. What a great, fabulous group of young people. You give me hope. You give me hope. And you're all hoping that you'll get out of here in a minute. A board member invited me to give this benediction, and she said that I could say a word or two before I did if I kept it short. She did this fully knowing that you say that to a preacher and it's taken as a challenge rather than a limitation. But I do want to say just a few things. It was 50 years ago, half a century, that I was called to be an associate pastor here at this congregation, the Lutheran Church of the Holy Trinity. Part of my ministerial portfolio was the administration and distribution of a fund that had just gotten started that was then called the Dr. Martin Luther King and later the Roberto Clemente Memorial Scholarship Fund. I made some friends, some acquaintances, founded some relationships in the community because we brought together the community to administer this fund. And I just want to mention the names of a few of those people because they're no longer with us and because I remember them so warmly, and they had so much to do with starting that congregational scholarship for a graduate of McCaskey High School. One of them was Joe Dennison. Another was Blaine Brown. Another was Casey Jones. I don't know what his actual name was. Maybe it was Casey. And Hazel Jackson, who many of you will remember. Now that was while many of you, and all of you young people, were still just a bright idea in the mind of God. And I am humbled and amazed and very, very moved to be here this evening and see how over the years that fledgling fund was subsumed and morphed into what we have here today. This is truly a community effort, a community partnership. This is the Lancaster that I knew. This is the Lancaster that I love. and I'm glad to be back after decades away. I hope that was short enough. Let's get on our feet for the benediction. Oh, hear the knees pop. Now may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord empower you to stand for justice. May the Lord inspire you to always present the best version of yourself to the world. And may you be guided by the promise that your finest dreams can become your best reality. In the name of the God who creates, who redeems, and who inspires, go forth in peace. Amen.
Excuse me one moment before you exit. Excuse me, one moment. This is not on the program, but it would be a huge omission if it didn't happen. This humble woman has sat on this chair here, hardly saying anything. We have co-chairs. We've introduced June, the chair you met at the very beginning. All those beautiful bios that you heard about 50 award winners tonight. I want Becky Grube, our co-chair, to come up here. She wrote every one of those beautiful bios. Come here, you. If it were not for Becky, this night would not happen.
Okay, scholarship recipient